Aaron Judge and his shifty eyes got into, I wouldn't even say trouble, but there was a little bit of controversy. So you probably saw it this week. Yeah, speculative controversy. So you probably saw it this week, but if you didn't, we will give you a brief recap. So Aaron Judge is up to the plate and looking at the pitcher, but then his eyes shoot over toward the dugout. Back to the pitcher, over to the dugout, back and forth. And
I only saw one.
I think I saw like 3 times.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what drew their attention, was that he kept doing it. Because so the Toronto Blue Jays, their broadcasters noticed this. They're like, whoa, hold on now. Yeah. Hold on. And they specifically said, don't want to make any accusations, but it's like,
well, we're going to imply.
Yeah. But so it was really interesting. But as they're sitting there talking about it, because there was more conversation after, they're kind of like, well, so was he looking at the catcher? Because was he trying to figure out, fastball away, slider in, trying to figure out where the catcher's setting up. But looking at that, I was like, he would have been looking down more if he was looking at the catcher, right? So that he was clearly looking over to the dugout. Anyway, at the end, that at bat ended with Judge going yard, as they said on the Toronto Blue Jays broadcast. They said he clobbered it, hit it a country mile. I was more shocked by the fact that they didn't say a country kilometer. That's I would have expected that to be the phrase up in the Great White North, but I guess not. But anyway, after the game, though, Judge said that he's looking over the dugout because he was annoyed by his teammates chirping. He's like, "We're up 6-0. These guys are still chirping at the umpire for whatever reason," and sounded like he was trying to figure out who it was so he could talk to him after the game. Whatever. I don't know if that's true or not, but as it turns out, pitcher Jackson was tipping his pitches.
Jay Jackson.
And I heard Michael Kay say this, so I feel like this is a pretty good source on this because he's in close with the team, right? Yeah, that he was looking close. He said that he was looking over the first base coach who was sending him a signal about the pitch because Jackson was tipping his pitches. But my thing, though, is like, I almost believe Judge more than I believe Michael Kay in this, because if Jay Jackson's tipping his pitches, that's something Judge can see typically. Unless it's something on his backside. And don't get me wrong, I don't feel like this is cheating at all, right? Like, we're okay with this?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, no electronics were used in the process.
Right. Even aside from my Homerism Yankees fan inclinations or whatever, like, because I didn't want to believe this. I was like, that looks really fishy, though.
It really was fishy.
I was like, no, man, come on. Anybody but Judge, please.
Right.
Do not.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine?
I panicked a little bit. I was like, no, man, please. Because then it would be everything would go burning down. Everything. It would be a new Pete Rose situation.
I was going to say the only thing that would be worse than Aaron Judge going down as a cheater is if Shohei Ohtani went down as a cheater. It's the only guy who it would be worse for.
For sure.
For baseball.
100%. I agree with that.
Like, I think if I were to find out that Ohtani was cheating, I might quit this whole thing. Like, there's no reason.
It would
reason to go on.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, am I okay with this? Yes, is sign stealing totally a part of the game? Has been since forever. Totally. As long as it's not done illegally, there are, rules in place for how to do it ethically and how to do it unethically.
Right.
And now we all know very clearly what those boundaries are.
Mm-hmm.
Until further notice, this was inside the boundaries.
Right. Yeah. And the other thing too was, so the way we did it in high school, I think I brought this up before. This might've been a while ago, probably when we were talking the whole Astros thing, was that if somebody caught a signal, if you're on base, like if you're seeing the catcher signs from second base, it was left foot in front is off speed.
Yeah.
Feet together on your step is a fastball. But then if we had one kid who could pick off signs from anybody, it was amazing. And last I heard, he's coaching college ball somewhere. Might be in Portland still. But anyway, he could pick off signs like nobody's business. So what he'd do is he'd tell us, like, hey, guys, off speed, I call your number. Fastball, call your name. It was that simple of a signal for us.
That's awesome. That's a great signal.
And we got it all the time. He did it all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and that kind of stuff, I'm okay with that. If that's what was going on here, and he was kind of looking over to see if he could see what they were saying, because maybe you couldn't hear him, I'm fine with it. It's cool.
Same.
Go for it. But
he's now homered 6 times in the last 6 games, including tonight versus the Blue Jays.
Some kind of tear. It's unreal.
It's currently 3-2 between the 7th and the 8th right now.
Did George Springer hit a home run?
Yeah, that's how that happened.
Is that how it happened?
No, George Springer lined out to Harrison Bader, who is unequivocally.
I said, did he hit a homer?
Oh, I thought you said he did. I was like, okay, yeah, no.
Money here, Brig. Money here, Brig.
Oh, gotcha. Your investments.
Yes.
Yeah, your investments. No, let's just all. I mean, I know we didn't plan to talk about this. We're going to bring this up next week, very likely. But Harrison Bader is unequivocally the best defensive center fielder in the game right now.
I think that calls for some debate.
I think it does, which is why we're going to talk about it on Monday.